Hi there, boys and girls. I'm back this week with another read aloud. We are going to focus on a new skill today. Remember last week when I showed you that whole long list of things that good readers do? We're going to focus on another one of those today, which is the main idea, or sometimes we call it the central idea. Both of those things mean the same thing. So the main idea or the central idea. And when Miss Carlson says those words, is what I mean is the main idea is the point that the author is trying to get you to understand. When I say the main idea, I mean, what is the book mostly about? So a lot of books have a whole main idea that the author is kind of wanting you to know, and they have a bunch of details supporting that central idea. So the central idea is kind of like the light bulb, okay? And that's what the book is mostly about. And then down here, these are the details. So in a book, it's like all the details in the story that show you what the main idea is. What is the story mostly about? So we are going to play a little game. I have these mystery bags, okay? In here are details, okay? The bag, what's all in the bag is the main idea or the central idea, and what's inside the bag are the details that make you realize what the main idea of this bag is. Okay, so I'm going to pull things out, and then we're going to work together to figure out what is the main idea of this bag. What does it have to do with? Okay, what's it mostly about? So in my first bag, I have a paper that gives me an address. I have cards and envelopes. I have stamps. And there is a pen. Okay, so these are all of the details from this bag. If I were to show you all these details and put them all together, what would be the main idea of this bag? What do all these things have in common? What do you think I'm going to do? This bag, its main idea is letter writing, right? In order to write a letter, you need a stamp, and you need an address, and you need a pen, and you need an envelope and the card. Okay, so the main idea of this whole bag is letter writing, and all the details in there help you understand what the main idea is. Okay, we're going to do one more. I want you to try to figure out what the main idea of this bag is. All right. In here, I have tissues. I have medicine. I have a little cup that you take the medicine from, and a thermometer. So all of these details, okay, if you put them all together, what do you think the main idea of this bag is? Give it a thought and try to tell someone your answer. If you said sickness or someone being sick, that's the whole main idea of this. All the details in there show that somebody's probably sick, right? So just like that, when we read a story, it has a lot of details in it. And when we are trying to understand a story better, it's important to figure out what is the main idea? What's the central idea? What is the book mostly about? Okay, so we're going to read this story. And as I read, I want you to be thinking about the main idea or the central idea of what the author really wants us to know. What is the book mostly about? Today we're going to read my very first Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore Has Enough. As I read, I also want you to be thinking about a connection that you might have to this story. What does it make you think of? Have you ever experienced something that's going on in this book? Okay. Eeyore has enough. It was summer. The 100-acre wood was filled with bright colors. Green leaves and blue water twinkled in the yellow sunlight. Eeyore stood by the stream and sighed. "Oh, me," said Eeyore. "These colors all look so happy." But Eeyore didn't feel very happy. The longer Eeyore stared at the colors, the less the less gloomy he felt, so he decided to play a game of finding colors. He found enough bright colors, it might cheer him up. At that moment, Tigger bounced out of the bushes and knocked Eeyore down. It was very sudden and it scared Eeyore. "Don't do that, Tigger," Eeyore shouted. Eeyore didn't like being scared. "What's the matter, donkey boy?" cried Tigger. "Don't you like having some fun?" "Being scared is not fun," grumbled Eeyore. "Ho, ho, ho," cried Tigger. "The matter with you is you can't take a joke." "Joke or no joke," yelled Eeyore, "I don't like it, and you're not my friend. I've had enough." So it doesn't sound like either of them are being very kind to each other. I bet that you probably have a connection to that. Eeyore turned his back and headed off to the gloomy place. "Tigger should say he's sorry," he mumbled as he went. Eeyore expected that soon Tigger would come bouncing along to say he was sorry. He settled down to wait, but Tigger did not come. As he waited, Eeyore saw 2 chipmunks run past. "Brown chipmunks," he said. Eeyore suddenly remembered his color game. Brown isn't a very bright color. "There are brighter colors than brown, and I especially need cheering up right now. I'll keep looking," he decided. He saw 2 little opossums hanging upside down from a tree branch. "What color would I call those opossums?" thought Eeyore. They are a little of this and a little of that, but mostly grayish. I really want to find bright colors." Eeyore looked around. He's kind of having a hard time, huh? Sure enough, right behind him, Eeyore spotted 2 pretty bluebirds in a tree. "Ah, blue is nice," he said. "Still, they are small. It's not enough blue to cheer me up. I'll have to keep looking." Further on, he passed 2 yellow caterpillars. Eeyore murmured. "Yellow is bright, but they are even smaller. It's not enough yellow to cheer me up." So he went on. Just not in a very good mood, is he? Eeyore walked slowly. Then, right in front of him, he saw 2 beautiful butterflies. "Red and yellow butterflies," Eeyore said. "They are very bright, and they seem happy dancing over a beautiful purple flower. But it's not enough color to make me feel better. I'm collecting more and more bright colors, but I'm feeling gloomier and gloomier." "Say, Sonny," whistled Gopher, popping up from one of his holes. "Did I hear that someone's gloomy?" "Oh, hello, Gopher," Eeyore said. "I'm playing a game looking for colors to cheer me up. I found very bright colors, but I'm still sad." Said Gopher. He thought, "Is the only reason why you're upset?" "Tigger scared me," Eeyore mumbled. His head drooped. "Tigger hurt my feelings." "Tigger told me something similar," Gopher answered. "He said you didn't want to be his friend anymore, but you know, Tigger," chuckled Gopher, "I bet he could even scare a heffalump." Eeyore said nothing. So it looks like they've both hurt each other's feelings. I wonder what the author's trying to tell us. "Listen, Sonny," Gopher whistled on, "all the bright colors in the 100-acre wood won't cheer you up until you and Tigger are friends again." He didn't say he was sorry. Eeyore complained. "No, no," agreed Gopher, "because you told him he wasn't your friend, and Tigger's feelings got hurt too." That was hard for Eeyore to imagine. He stared at Gopher. "Look, I gotta get back to my tunnel," said Gopher. "Just remember, friends forgive each other." Then he was gone. Eeyore wandered along, thinking about what Gopher had said. He kept on walking until he reached Pooh's house. Eeyore peeked in the window. Pooh was home, and Piglet was there too. Suddenly, Eeyore wanted to tell his friends what happened that morning. Pooh saw him and welcomed him inside. "Eeyore!" Pooh exclaimed. "You're just in time. Piglet and I are going to pack some honey and go for a picnic on this beautiful day." Thank you, Pooh, said Eeyore, but I don't want to eat anything just now. Not eat anything? Poor Eeyore, what's wrong? Winnie Pooh said. Are you sick? No, I'm not sick, Eeyore sighed with a big sigh. I got angry and now my tummy hurts. I need to forgive Tigger. What did he do? Asked Piglet. He bounced me very suddenly, Eeyore replied sadly. He knocked me down and scared me. But that's not the worst. Not the worst? What else happened? Squeaked Piglet. I lost my temper, admitted Eeyore, hanging his head. I told Tigger he wasn't my friend anymore, and now I feel horrible. I know what, Pooh said. I'll go and find Tigger for you right now. Then you can forgive him, and we can all have a picnic. Well, okay, Pooh, said Eeyore. When Pooh opened his door to go looking for Tigger, there was Tigger, just coming up the path to his door. Tigger looked upset, too. Tigger, Pooh called out, I was just coming to find you this very minute, and here you are. Yeah, here I am, Pooh boy. Have you seen Eeyore? Tigger asked. There's something important I got to tell him. Well, he's in my house. He's got something to say, too, said Pooh. Come in. They're going to forgive each other? I hope so. I'm sorry my bouncing scared you, Eeyore, said Tigger as soon as he walked in. I didn't like it, Tigger, Eeyore explained. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy boy, admitted Tigger. I guess Tigger is scary things sometimes. I forgive you, Tigger, Eeyore said. Can we all be friends again? Hoo, 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 of course we can, Tigger cried happily. Tigger's is always friends. They packed a lovely picnic. Tigger was so happy to be friends with Eeyore again that he bounced all over the place. Tigger found Roo and brought him to the picnic too. Eeyore looked around. He saw a red shirt with his friend, Pooh Bear inside of it. He saw pink ears. My little friend Piglet, Eeyore said. And Tigger is orange and Roo is wearing blue, and there's lots of golden yellow honey. With all my good friends and the green 100-acre wood, I have collected all the colors of the rainbow. And that, said Eeyore, taking a lick of honey, is more than enough to cheer me up. So I am going to give you a minute to think about what you think the main idea or the central idea of this story is. Go ahead and take a second and think about it. Okay, so we remember that the main idea is the point the author wants you to understand. It's what the story is mainly about, okay? When we're trying to find the main idea, we can look for words that are used again and again in the story, and we can look at the title and the pictures to help us figure out what the main idea is. If you thought in your head that the main idea of this story is forgiveness, you were right. So I think that the main idea, what this book is mostly about, is that sometimes people are going to hurt our feelings, and sometimes we might hurt someone else's feelings. And it's very important that we always say we're sorry if we've hurt someone's feelings, or it's always a good thing to forgive someone too if they're telling us they're sorry. So I think the main idea, what the story is mostly about, is forgiveness. It's always good to forgive people. So I hope that you enjoyed this story, and I will be back next week with another one. Bye.